It is 6 a.m. The alarm has been going off for 15 minutes, but the physical hollow dread always hits before the sound. I am Satori, and this is the Japan exit. Today, I want to talk about the immense physical cost of holding on to a job in corporate Japan. The first battle of the day is not the commute. It is the mirror. Even when my body was screaming for more sleep, I had to apply the full face of professional armor. This ritual is about signaling diligence and professionalism, because an exhausted woman is often perceived as uncommitted. This pressure to look perfect is exhausting. Before I even leave the house, by the time I hit the train platform at 7:15 a.m., packed into that crowded human sardine can, I was already running on fumes. I was genuinely exhausted before the work clock had officially started. My day officially started at 9 a.m., but the real start was 8 a.m. sharp, mandatory early arrival. I worked in corporate finance, where my days were a blur of high-speed analysis and demanding client proposals. I had to manage both complex financial data and the strict time constraints. My morning ritual involved analyzing overnight market movements and preparing a concise briefing for the senior analysts. This brief had to be perfect, requiring intense focus from the moment I sat down. There were no genuine breaks. Lunch was usually eaten at my desk in 15 minutes just to keep the momentum going. But the exhaustion gets personal because of the invisible labor I was expected to perform. In a department full of senior men, I was constantly asked to handle the ocha, or tea service, for clients or internal meetings. I would be interrupted right in the middle of a complex financial model. This assignment of subservient labor chips away at your professional identity. It is a constant reminder that no matter how good your analysis is, your primary role is often perceived through the lens of service. This does not just waste 15 minutes, it creates deeper, more toxic stress. The clock hits 6 p.m., the official end of the workday. Does anyone leave? Absolutely not. This is the overtime trap, where Service Zangyō, or unpaid overtime, kicks in. I felt obligated to stay because leaving before my senior male colleagues was seen as an act of disloyalty and bad form. It risked making them look bad, which was the ultimate unspoken taboo. I would sit there, running on empty, often doing low-value, non-critical work just to maintain the appearance of necessary labor. Then came the nomikai, the after-hours drinking party, which was a real killer. My male colleagues had to go to strengthen their professional bonds. But for me, the nomikai was a different kind of pressure. It was a gender social minefield I had to navigate. I had to participate, consuming alcohol and socializing after a 12-hour day when my body was screaming for rest. This was not karoshi, or death from overwork, in the dramatic sense. It was a slow, deliberate poisoning of my health. I would finally get home around 10:30 p.m., sometimes 11 p.m. What was left of me was a hollow shell. My body began physically rebelling against the daily trauma. The symptoms started small, then became debilitating. Chronic headaches, insomnia, and constant low-grade stomach pain. My doctor said it was stress-induced gastritis. My body was screaming for an exit long before my mind allowed me to take one. I would look in the mirror, and the person staring back was just the analyst, not Satori. My personal identity, my hobbies, my relationships had been completely eroded. I had no energy left for self-care or genuine connection. You are surrounded by people all day, yet you are utterly isolated in your exhaustion. The anger would flare up, quickly followed by resignation. I told myself that this was the necessary sacrifice for the privilege of working here, but the sacrifice was literally my body. The choice eventually became brutally clear. The job or my health. No amount of money or professional prestige is worth sacrificing your physical and mental foundation. I had to choose Satori over the analyst. The system is designed to consume you entirely, and sometimes the only move left is the exit. If you recognize these aches and this gendered pressure, this is your sign to leave. Quitting a Japanese company can be terrifying. But here are the 3 steps I took to safely get out. First, I secured a new remote role with a non-Japanese company before submitting my resignation. This buffer was absolutely vital. Second, I hacked the notice period. I wrote a formal resignation letter, the taishoku negai, and submitted it. I was firm but polite, refusing to let them drag out the process with endless meetings. Third, I ensured I received all the required paperwork, like the rishokuhyo, the separation certificate, knowing my legal right to take my paid leave, the Yukyu Kyuka, before my final day was also crucial for my transition. My exit was my choice to heal, and your exit could be yours. Thank you for watching this reflection. Please take care of yourself today. You are always more than your job title.